Hello friends, Namaskar. Welcome to Professor Sahoo Academy. Once Albert Einstein said, anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Thus, errors are important whether it is our life or it is the econometric model. In econometric modeling, errors are the unseen force that saves statistical predictions and the model accuracy. Therefore, in today's video, we will understand what is an error term, why does it matter, and what causes error in the econometric model. What is the error term? In the econometric model, error terms are basically represented by the epsilon. And error term capture the impact of the unobserved factors upon the dependent variable. Suppose here in the consumption equation, C is equal to alpha plus beta y, and here income is the independent variable and consumption is the dependent variable. Apart from the income, there can be n number of the factors like age of the individual, education, gender, etc., which can also have an impact upon the consumption. So the impact of all other factors apart from the income that can be represented by the error term or the epsilon in the econometric model. And from this equation we can found out that epsilon will be equal to C minus alpha plus beta y. And here C is the actual value of the consumption and alpha plus beta y it will give the estimated value of the consumption. So the epsilon it can be explained as C minus C hat, where C is the actual value of consumption and C hat is the estimated value of the consumption. So we can say error term is the difference between the actual value and estimated value by the model. Furthermore, the error terms also shows the gap between the theory and the reality. For example, in the psychological law of consumption by Keynes, MPC should be lying between 0 to 1. That means consumption it should be less than the income and it cannot be equal to or greater than the income. But in reality, we can find that some people used to consume more than their income by borrowing. So in that case, MPC may not lie between 0 to 1 and it can be greater than 1 also. And this difference between the theoretical value of the MPC and actual value of the MPC is particularly because of the error term or unobserved factors which can affect our dependent variable. Why does error term matter? It helps to identify the model fit quality because smaller will be the errors. That means better predictions and strong model performance. It also works as a warning signal because if the value of the error it will be more, that means there might be some missing variables or model misspecification and which need to be corrected. Error terms also help as an improvement guide. It helps identify uncertainty and guides refinement in econometric modeling for better analysis. Then, what is the difference between an error term and a residual term? Error term is basically the theoretical concept. It is the unobservable difference between the true population values and the predicted values. On the other hand, the residual term is the empirical measure. and it is the observable difference calculated from the sample data after fitting the model.
What are the common sources of error terms? First is measurement errors. Measurement errors occurs if there will be any error in the data collection, or if you are wrongly calculating either your dependent variable or the independent variables. Second source is the omitted variables. We have seen that apart from your independent variable, there can be so many other factors which may also affect your dependent variable, and those omitted variables will be captured by the error term. Third one is the random shocks. In the data series, there can be some periods where there will be crisis in the economy, or means there can be policy changes. Because of that, there will be abnormal changes in the data series, and that will be captured by the error term. We can see the error term from the following graph. Here in the x-axis we have measured the independent variable. In the y-axis we have measured the dependent variable. These blue dots are the actual values, that is the yi we can say, and this black color straight line is the estimated values, or we can say yi hat. And this the straight line, it is also called as the regression line, and it can be written as yi hat is equal to alpha hat plus beta hat xi. Okay, and the difference between this actual value and the estimated value, it will be called as the error term or the estimated error, and we can write this as epsilon hat is equal to yi minus yi hat. So it is the estimated error, because this error we have got from the regression line or estimating the regression equation. In other words, we can say that our estimated model is not able to capture the epsilon amount of variation in the dependent variable. Okay, we are able to estimate only yi hat amount of the variation, it is called as the explained value, and epsilon hat, it is the error term which is not explained by our estimated model. Next is addressing challenges with the error term. If there will be error in the model, we can minimize the error by several methods. First one is we can add the relevant variables which are omitted from the model. And if the omitted variable is not measurable, we don't have the data, we can use the instrumental variables in that place in order to reduce the endogeneity bias. Next is testing the assumptions. As you know, if we are applying OLS, it should follow several assumptions, like there should not be any autocorrelation, there should not be any heteroscedasticity, there should not be any multicollinearity. And if there will be the heteroscedastic problem is there, or the autocorrelation problem is there, we should check it. And if these things will be available in your estimated model, then we need to go for the advanced techniques like the fixed defect model, robust standard error model, or any other sophisticated models in order to handle the complex structure, so that we can minimize the error.
Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.